Bonjour and welcome to episode 138 of Regen Rovers. I hope you're having a good day. I'm forcing myself to record today despite the heat wave outside. I've had to shut the window because I don't want to disturb people outside and I don't want the outside noise coming in, so I'm probably going to start sweating. It really is very, very hot here today, especially in this Regen Rovers top as well. I'm starting to melt. This isn't good. I need to get this video done quickly. But not too quickly. We're not going to rush it because today is a momentous day for the club. We're in a semi-final once again. The FA Cup semi-final this time. We're going back to Wembley. We're going to be taking on Derby County, who are in the Championship. So we have a real chance of getting through to our second final of the season. We've already won the League Cup, beating a weak Arsenal team in the final. And now we have the opportunity to get the double. But first of all, we're going to take on Fulham in the Premier League, where we are having quite an incredible time as well. This season has clearly been the best season ever for Regen Rovers. It's only our second season in the Premier League, and with 4 games to go, we are 4th. How are we doing this? I don't know. Everything has just clicked into place. This counter-tactic, since I've gone to the counter-tactic, we've only lost 1 game, which was against Man City, who are, I think, top of the table. Yeah, they're 5 points clear at the top of the table, so that is certainly not an embarrassing defeat at all. We have gone from strength to strength since going to this counter-tactic. We don't get the most possession. That's what a counter-tactic is at the end of the day. We beat Wolves, who are in the Championship. We beat them in the quarter-final of the FA Cup, but we only had 35% possession. But we're all about being clinical in front of goal, and Sam Hunt and Pigliuccelli have been the star men this season, haven't they? They've both scored 29 goals this season. 29 goals and 10 assists for Sam Hunt. 29 goals and 11 assists for Pigliuccelli so far. Hunt does have the better average rating, but both of them have been insane. We have to do everything in our power to sign this Man United guy in the summer, don't we? We even if he costs £30 million, we just have to get him because he has been a revelation for the club. Now, by the way, Lorenzini held the previous record. His first season in the Championship for us, he managed to get 28 goals in all competitions that season. So Pigliuccelli managed to get to 29 before Sam Hunt, so he's currently got the record. Then Sam Hunt. Both of them can get to 30 goals this season. Both of them can smash the record. Sam Hunt's 1 goal off Spencer Drury's 25 goal a season league goal a season record. It really is quite incredible. If we just have a look at the record, you can see here most goals in a season. You can see Pigliuccelli. Spencer Drury has the most league goals for the club ever. In fact, he doesn't have the top league goal scorer award. It's Lorenzini with 25 goals in the league in 1 season who holds that record. But surely Sam Hunt and possibly Pigliuccelli are both going to beat that record, and it could happen today against Fulham, of course, who currently are doing well. They're 7th in the table. They're going to be a tough team. They're certainly not easy pickings for us. But anyway, let's have a look at the most recent results then. Since that EFL Cup final, an historic day for the club, winning our first ever major trophy. Brilliant performance, wasn't it? Winning 3-0. It was against a very young and second string Arsenal team. But you can only beat who is out in front of you. Kind of feels not so epic, I suppose, beating a weaker team, but it still really is an incredible achievement. Anyway, we followed that up with a 2-0 win against Sunderland. Nico Schultz did get sent off towards the end of the game. Good old Nico Schultz. He likes picking up a card, doesn't he? But Pigliuccelli and George Law by that point had already won the game for us. This was the first goal of the game then. In the 25th minute, Kelly doing really well there. It came into Stephen Dean, who did well as well, and Pigliuccelli with the easiest tap-ins at the near post. It was all down to Paul Kelly and Stephen Dean down that right-hand side. George Law has been fantastic since we signed him from Leicester. He really has helped us push on in this second half of the season since January. What a brilliant goal from him there. Just tucking it into the right-hand side of the goal. 3rd goal of the season for him already. He's got a really good average rating. I thought he'd be a star for us, and he's proven to be a star. That's 17 on passing. I think Vision's gone down. Or passing. I think one of them was on 18. But anyway, he's still a very good player. And I will be taking him to the World Cup in the summer. We've got that to look forward to. We then managed to win the next game 3-1 against Leicester City. Now, G-String's back in the team. Nigel sort of dipped off a little bit lately. He had a really good run in the team, picking up lots of assists. Was actually top assists maker in the Premier League at one point with 12. He might even still be up there, in fact. But G-String's come back in and is performing very well. And he actually scored the opening goal in the second minute. We went 3-0 up in this game and they got a consolation goal, but it wasn't enough. We completely dominated, 25 shots. We actually had more possession in this game as well. And we scored inside 2 minutes. Sam Hunt driving into the box, came into Paul Kelly, who managed to put a ball in, and G-String just poked it past the keeper for his third goal of the season, his first league goal, I think. Pigliacelli then scored 2 more. He was having a rich vein of form at this point. Sam Hunt actually went a few games without scoring, I think. But Pigliacelli was the man getting the goals. It didn't really matter. That was his 26th goal of the season. And the Pig managed to score another penalty. He's been pretty good at penalties this season. And he always puts them into the left-hand side. And even though the goalkeepers are going that way, he just gets so much accuracy and power behind them. And there's just no chance for the goalkeepers. So like I said, we beat Wolves in the quarter-final of the FA Cup. A very comfortable win, although it did take until the second half for us to push on and manage to get the 3 goals here. G-String scored again in this one. He scored the first goal. Pigliacelli, lovely stuff from him. It came into short, back to the Pig, put a ball across, and G-String fired it home. That was clinical from the Austrian. And then Sam Hunt managed to score his first goal in a couple games. In fact, he only went 2 games without scoring. That's not bad at all, is it? Sam Hunt with the header from a G-String cross. That was his 26th goal of the season. Naganuma then scored in the 75th, 76th minute. Pigliacelli running through, back to Naganuma. Really good strike, actually. Just hit it along the floor. Lovely stuff from the Japanese maestro. That was only his second goal of the season. And Pigliacelli rounded it off. He deserved a goal today and he managed to get it in the 89th minute. It was a pretty equal game, but they had a lot more possession, as you can see there. But we were just clinical. We didn't even have any clear-cut chances, strangely enough. I mean, that was a pretty good chance for Pigliacelli at the end there, and that made it 4-0. Really good 2-2 draw against Chelsea. We're actually above them in the table, and they scored in the 87th minute to break our hearts after we managed to turn a 1-goal deficit round. Paul Kelly got us back into the game in the 55th minute. Short, laying a ball out wide to G-String, good ball into Pigliacelli, put it across the goal, and Paul Kelly at the back post found the back of the net. And then the Pig managed to put us 2-1 up. Naganuma, little pass into Paul Kelly, put a ball across, and Pigliacelli was there to head home for his 29th goal of the season. That was a record-breaking goal for him, moving ahead of Lorenzini's record. He still might not end up with the record because Sam Hunt could, of course, beat him this season. It's going to be interesting to see who ends up being top goal scorer for us. So that finished 2-2 in the end. And then we went, we went to QPR and managed to a really good convincing win, 3-0. Sam Hunt opened the scoring in the 6th minute. When we get early goals, we like to push on and grab some more, don't we? So this was the first one. Paul Kelly out wide to Stephen Dean, who's been fantastic this season, considering he is apparently only a decent League One player. It's quite incredible what he is doing for us in the Premier League this season. He's a good player for most League One sides. The Pigliacelli is only a good player for Championship sides, according to my assistant. My assistant isn't that bad either, by the way, before you say, oh, he's probably got terrible judging player ability. I think he's reasonably good if we just have a look. I might be wrong. Shane Andrew, 16 on judging player ability. So he's not bad at that at all. So I think those descriptions are reasonably accurate. They're just playing above their level. Pigliacelli, I do love him. He does have some excellent attributes, as you can see here. They are starting to go down. He's 29 now. He's going to be 30 in August. So he's getting on a bit, I guess. But he really does add a real quality to us up front because he's pacey, good physicals there. His finishing and composure are exceptional. And he's not bad at dribbling either. So that really does benefit us as well. George Law managed to get another goal. This was in the second half. Paul Kelly, really good stuff from him. He's certainly pushed on in the last few games. And what a strike from the English international. That was beautiful into the top left-hand corner. And then Kevin Savage hasn't scored as many goals as we would have hoped, but he was very important in our League Cup campaign. He managed to take advantage of a mistake from the goalkeeper there to get his 7th goal of the season. Hasn't scored that many in the league. We then went to struggling Spurs, who are, I think, a 16th or 17th in the table. They're really having a bad season. So we were expected to win this. Their goalkeeper did put in a few good saves in this one, managing to pick up man of the match. He managed to save a penalty from Kevin Savage, really unfortunate for him. But we did get the win. This is the first goal. Kevin Savage running through, putting a good ball in, and Sam Hunt tucking it home for 1-0. So let's just have a look at the missed penalty from Kevin Savage. A glorious opportunity for him to get another league goal, but he didn't take it, and that's really frustrating. We didn't have Pigliacelli on the pitch at this point. Really good save though, to be fair. He put it right into the corner where Pigliacelli likes to put it, but it was an exceptional save from the goalkeeper, so he's a bit unlucky there. And then a really good 1-1 draw against Arsenal, who are one place above us in the table. They took the lead in the 67th minute through Eddie Davidson, looking to impress me to try and get into the England team. But Sam Hunt saved our bacon. We really were not in this game at all. We only had 4 shots. There was no clear-cut chances in this game. They did have more of the half chances and more possession and more shots in general. But we were clinical when it mattered. Getting the equaliser here. Paul Kelly across to Sam Hunt, tucked it home, and he levelled with Pigliacelli's 29 goals this season. So then, this is the team I'm using to take on Fulham. I'm going for a strong team. I know we've got the FA Cup semi-final in only a few days' time, but we should be beating Derby County. They are having a very good season in the Championship, though, to be fair, so they're full of confidence. We're 4th in the Premier League, they're 4th in the Championship. It's going to be an intriguing game, actually. Alex Neil is in charge of Derby County at the moment. Anyway, this is the team. Sean Thomas in goal, our Belgian goalkeeper. He's actually incidentally got the worst average rating out of any of our goalkeepers, but he's been playing in the harder games. Let's remind ourselves that Fook Jar and Arif Koch have only played 5 games each this season, and generally against weaker teams, which is why they've got a bit better average ratings. Koch has actually moved out on loan, by the way, to Seattle. He did play in the FA Cup quarter-final, I think, against Wolves, but a bid came in, and I thought, yeah, let's give him some first-team football. We can go over to Seattle for the summer. And he's having a good time there as well. Obviously, really good average rating for us this season in the 5 games he played, but also very good time in USA already. At the back, we've got Stephen Dean, Horatio, our captain, Williams, and Martinez at left back. George Law, who will be our captain next season, he's got the best leadership skills in the team, but I've decided to keep Williams captain until the end of the season, but George Law will be captain next year. He's playing alongside Schultz, who's had a bit of an indifferent season. He's picked up 18 yellow cards this season and a red card. It's so many. It really is ridiculous, but he is an important player for us. Ali has had to step in a few times this season though, hasn't he? So I might want to try and find a better ball-winning midfielder in the summer. Paul Kelly on the right, G-String on the left, and up front it's our deadly duo of Sam Hunt and Pigliacelli. Here we go then. The 2 key men in this game, Sean Thomas, our goalkeeper, and their goalkeeper, Miles Svilar. He's got 7 caps for Serbia. Fulham will be a difficult team. They're 10 points below us, but they are in 7th place, looking good. But we've been deadly, haven't we? We have to be scoring goals surely today. They've got a good goalkeeper though, so it might be a little bit tricky. But let's just play the game that we've been playing lately. We've been thrashing teams. We've managed to get a couple good draws against Arsenal and Chelsea. The only defeat recently was against Man City. So we really should be beating Fulham. But they might get a bit camera shy. Last episode, no, 2 episodes ago, sorry. Well, last episode was very good because we won the League Cup. But 2 episodes ago, that was probably the best episode ever in regards to results. It really has been a sensational and surprising season from us. First highlight of the game, then it's taken until the 25th minute. Here we come. Here's Paul Kelly racing forwards. What's he going to do? He's played it into G-String. What a save by the keeper. That was a clear-cut chance for G-String, but it was an exceptional save. And George Law's going to take the corner. It's headed away, and Fulham have managed to survive. Although, here comes Martinez, who's just come back from an injury, by the way. Was out for a couple of weeks. At the same time as Yahya, so G-String had to fill in at left back for a little bit, and Nigel played left wing. But it's not been good enough so far, but then again, in recent games we have been scoring plenty of goals in the second half, so hopefully nothing to worry about. We'll just continue as we are. Fulham might be set out in this 4-4-2. They might be playing for a draw. So we might have to go attacking at some point. Here's Hunt offside, quite clearly. looking for his 30th goal of the season, as is the Pig. But nothing happening at the moment. This might be a boring game. We've not had a 0-0 for ages. Typical that it's on camera, eh? I think we'll bring G-String off. It's not been his day whatsoever. I'm going to bring on Nigel. I suppose G-String missed the clear-cut chance. A bit unfortunate because it was a very good save, but we'll take him off. And I think we will go attacking. Let's take the game to Fulham in this last half an hour or so. We've been filling out the stadium every week, by the way. 12,500 people. Need to see if the board are willing to expand the stadium a bit further. Here's the first highlight of the second half then. Stephen Dean into Paul Kelly, back to Stephen Dean, into George Law. Kelly, this is lovely football. Great ball out wide to Stephen Dean, puts a ball in. Paul Kelly near post, 1-0. Let's go back to a counter as they'll be pushing forwards. 8th goal of the season for Paul Kelly. He's had a good first year at the club after I was a little bit sceptical at one point. He did have some indifferent performances towards the start of the season, but he's really pushed on in probably the last third of the season, I guess. The strikers aren't doing much today. I think we'll bring Pigliacelli off. It's not been his day, really. Kevin Savage will come on. And in the middle, we'll rest George Law ahead of the semi-final and bring on Naganuma. Not full. We don't want full, though. We want Naganuma. We're only 1-0 up, though, so we do have to be on our guard. Just encourage the team. This has been a boring game, but we should be picking up the 3 points here as, almost a second goal there from a header. 10 seconds to go. It's not been great for you guys, the fans watching, or the neutrals for that matter. But the most important thing is we got the 3 points. We stay in the top 4. We're looking for Champions League football in our second season in the Premier League. We've already guaranteed Europa League football by winning the League Cup. But Champions League football is really on the cards now. 6 points ahead of Chelsea. We've moved above Arsenal for the time being, but both of those teams have games in hand. It's not confirmed yet. We've got a tough run in. We've got Liverpool and Man United in the last 3 games, and then Watford. So it's definitely going to be a tough run in. We have to be careful. Just realised I rested George Law again, forgetting that he's cup tied. So we didn't need to take him off. Just got this notification. One of our star English strikers has been ruled out of the World Cup. He is really injury prone because Sam Kerr hasn't got many caps for me simply because of his injuries. I called him up for the last England game, which we played against Russia, and we won 3-0, and he scored 2 goals. He's got 4 goals in 5 games for England. Lloyd King also scored, so we're going to miss him, which is a little bit of a shame, but it gives the opportunity to Jack Young to show his colours, doesn't it? He's gonna be the star of the World Cup. Can't believe I'm 38 years old now. It seems ancient. Oh, so far into the future. April 2030. It's a new decade now, isn't it? These are my attributes. I mean, I look okay, don't I? But nothing amazing here. But I certainly have improved since the start of the series. 737 games played now. That's a lot of games. We've won 328. Only lost 173, so we've lost about 1 in 6 of our games, I guess, which really isn't bad going. A good plus goal difference as well. Win percentage of 44%. I'm really proud of my career. And I'm still only 38. I'm a really young manager. How old do you have to be to have a child in the game, like come through a youth academy? It's probably about 38, isn't it? Around about this point. So we might. It is very rare. Most people that get children in a game, you kind of have to reload the save on Regen Day about 500 times, which I don't want to do. If we get a child, a son, to be more precise, then so be it. But if we don't, then so be it. You might be wondering what I've got training on at the moment. I've basically had it on defending and defensive set pieces for ages, and I don't really want to change it because we've been in magnificent form ever since I changed it to that. So we might only have 4 games left this season, but we could make it 5. If we beat Derby, then we'll still have 4 games left to go. But we might only have 3 games left to go if we have a shock defeat against Derby County. We are the favourites. We have to be beating them. We're at Wembley again then. It's becoming a common occurrence for us, isn't it, this Wembley malarkey. In the 2 games we've played Derby, we've won 1 and they've won 1. So I'm going to have to make a couple changes. George Law will come out of the team for Naganuma, meaning on the bench we will put Ali. But I think that's the only change I will make. I'm going to put out what I consider to be my strongest team, other than George Law being out, of course. Yeah, let's go for this. Regen Rovers versus Derby County at Wembley in the FA Cup semi-final then. I am properly sweating now. It's so hot in here. I'm not used to it. Maybe it's fine for you guys that live in naturally hot countries, but it's like a sauna. It really is. I think it's about 30 Celsius, so it is really warm. So Paul's big day out is in the Peak District. Never been to Derby before, but I've been to Derbyshire and I've been to the Peak District. I went in year 8 for a school trip, a week-long school trip, stayed in Hattersage and went around various villages in the Peak District and went for various walks and bike rides and that sort of thing. And also in year 10 for a GCSE geography trip. We stayed in Sheffield but went down to the Peak District on a couple of days. Looked at a few reservoirs, I think, if I can remember correctly. But it's a beautiful part of the country, so I'd recommend going to check it out. It's more of, I suppose you probably should spend more than one day there. But yeah, lovely, lovely part of the world. Gonna have to watch out for Salmon up front, by the way. He's a very good striker. They signed from Liverpool in the summer. And Deckers, I think, playing behind him. Very good player. Here's Pigliacelli. What's he going to do? Oh, he's been tackled. We've won a penalty. And surely the Pig will take the opportunity to get his 30th goal of the season here. Come on, Pigliacelli. Please. 10 minutes in. This will be a great start to the game. Up he steps. Come on. And he scores. He sent the goalkeeper the other way. He's gone. I've never seen him hit it that way this season. It's always been to the left-hand side. But that's his 30th goal of the season. The first ever Regen Rovers player to get to 30 goals in one season. Now, can Sam Hunt respond, and do the same? We shall find out. Here's Stephen Dean. Into Naganuma, dropping deep now on the ball. Here's Stephen Dean again. Down the wing for Paul Kelly. Great ball in. Sam Hunt. He gets his 30th goal of the season. He responds instantly. Wow. This is incredible. 2 players in the same season getting 30 goals. Wow. Considering we didn't have one player get to 30 goals in any of all our seasons added up. That is rather special, isn't it? That both of them have managed to get to 30 goals this season. That duo up front has been sensational. Kevin Savage, we signed him expecting him to be the main man this season alongside Sam Hunt on loan from Man United. But Pigliacelli has been unstoppable and unplayable this year, hasn't he? We have to sign Sam Hunt, we really do. Brilliant first half from us. Derby haven't been anywhere near this game. Let's just keep it going in the second half. It's good to see the strikers scoring again. Other than those 2 chances, it's been a little bit boring, hasn't it? I'm going to take off Schultz. We're going to throw on Ali again. And I will take off Pigliacelli. He's got his goal. It was a penalty. We're going to throw on Kevin Savage. See if he can get another goal. We're just slowly building him into this team. He's not considered a wonder kid anymore, by the way. He was a wonder kid at the age of 19. But since signing him, his description is now just striker. Plain and simple. He's 20, so he could still be a wonder kid. But I guess he just hasn't pushed on as much as I would have hoped this season. This has been a boring second half, but that's fine. Let's bring on Spencer Drury for Sam Hunt for the last couple minutes. We're going to Wembley again. We're going to another cup final. It's going to be a really tough final. I think it's Man United or Liverpool. We'll have to check in a second. It's been such a comfortable day today here against Derby County. They've just done nothing in this game. And we win 2-0. It's been, well, 2 comfortable games against Fulham and Derby, but pretty boring, I suppose, at the end of the day. But I don't mind. It's all about winning the games, isn't it? We've had some exciting games recently. I suppose it was time to just tone it down a little bit. And we're through to another cup final. This is really quite an incredible season. We're going to be taking on Liverpool and Man United in the final. So whoever we take on, it's going to be a very, very hard final. Unless they decide to put out a weak side, just like Arsenal did. I think I'd rather take on Liverpool than Man United. But then again, we did beat Man United in the League Cup, didn't we? So I'm confident whoever we take on, we're just beating everyone at the moment. Anyway, thank you for watching today's episode. I hope you're looking forward to the next episode. It will be the end of the season. I'm going to take on... We'll play Watford the end of the season. Hopefully that will confirm a Champions League place. I'm going to play Liverpool and Man United behind the scenes, and that will be a warm-up. Whoever we take on, we've got the opportunity to have a warm-up against them ahead of the FA Cup final, which will be the next episode, the last day of the season. Hope you're looking forward to it. I certainly am. I don't know whether I should wear a top or a suit, because if it's this hot, I will really, really melt in a suit. But at the same time, it's the thing to do for an FA Cup final, isn't it? But this top has been so lucky for us this season. I don't really want to not wear it. I suppose I could put a jacket on over the top, but then I'd look like a bit of an idiot. But maybe I look like a bit of an idiot anyway, so it won't make any difference. Anyway, I'm blabbering. I will see you in the next episode.